deep. If you really wanna know me, you gotta come with me. Unspoken truth. Oh, it's deeper than you. Unspoken
Eric the
truth.
Barber, how
My
are you?
heart.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to a new mini episode of Unspoken Truth Podcast. I'm your host, Tanise. What's up, man? Um, I know we're a little later today than usual. I'm like multitasking. I'm on grandma duty, okay? He behaving himself right now so I can be able to do my little 30-minute show. Um, Lucy Digree, how are you? Happy Tuesday, y'all. All right. So today's topic is love triangles. Let me make sure I get my tongue together. Patrick, how are you? Happy Tuesday. Um, love triangles. When I do episodes about a specific topic, I like to give a definition so we got a base, something we can build off of. That way we stay on task, okay? We don't end up talking about stuff that don't have nothing to do with the topic, all right? So now, what I believe a love triangle is a connection, a situation, ship that's created between multiple people, either knowingly or unknowingly. What do I mean by that? Some people is comfortable with open relationships. Okay. Some people is in relationships with other parties that they don't even know exist until eventually everybody's got a day. Okay. Every dog get caught. All right. So with that being said, love triangles. What does that look like? What does that consist of? I personally have found myself in a love triangle before. So this is why I can speak so freely about what it looks like, what it feel like to be a part of that, what happens and what emotions occur when you find out, especially if you didn't know. Oh Lord, if you ain't know, oh man. Nephew, how are you? Billions two times. Happy Tuesday. Especially if you ain't know. Okay, so let's talk about the party that finds themselves in a love triangle and they didn't know that they was in a love triangle. All right. This is how affairs sometimes can become violent. Okay. Imagine yourself, you thinking you building this life with this person and y'all working on y'all future together, and then you find out like it's a third party or maybe even a fourth party. Because again, I told you sometimes it's not about the number of people that's involved more than it is about the mindset behind the person who's creating it. Does that make sense? Um, you didn't know. Mitchell, how you doing? Lauren, Wayne, how are you? You ain't know. You just so happen to end up coming across something. Now I'm a person, I do not believe in going through people's phones. All right. I don't do it. That's just me. Okay. I don't feel like that's the proper way for you to go about finding out what it is you need to know. Because I'm a person that's tapped in on a whole nother level and frequency. So going through somebody's phone is not even an option for me. What I'm going to do for myself so that I don't feel like my mind playing tricks on me or that somebody playing in my face, I'm gonna start to pay attention. People usually expose themselves if you pay attention long enough. Okay, they will expose themselves. They don't need no help from you. They will expose themselves. Hold on one second. Let me just check on him real quick. You okay, good? Is him okay? You want to get out of the chair? Okay. No, you can't help him. You can get out of the chair, okay? That's fine. You say, okay, my bad, to check on my grandson. Okay, so for the person who didn't know, you done been with this person X amount of years. Y'all thinking y'all about to do something long term, that your time, your energy, and your effort that you invested was worth something. And then you run across or stumble upon some information. Okay. Now that could be in a lot of different forms. We living in the era of social media. I tried to explain to people this year, a lot of these apps are no longer encrypting your messages, your DMs. What does that mean? That means that there is no more privacy like you think it is. Okay. Flash only, what's up? Happy Tuesday. So you got to be careful about the stuff that you posting. Okay. He coming in here with me. I done let him out the chair. Now he crawling. So you got to be careful. All right. There's a lot of people out here living double lives, triple lives, quadruple lives. And I'm telling you right now, you better start straightening up, because it's not very many apps that's going to be able to stop you. Okay. That's going to be able to stop you from getting exposed, is what I mean. So you be mindful when you jumping in people's DMs and you saying what's up and you trying to figure out how y'all can link and all this type of stuff, because it's a possibility that you will be exposed based off of your messages. Okay. And I'm pretty sure that they've developed ways for even after you delete, because we think, oh, well, I deleted it. I deleted the message, so it don't matter. Keep in mind that those little numbers and stuff that follow the websites that you frequent, that's for a reason. That's for them to be able to track what you've been participating in, engaging in, entertaining when it comes to social media and the internet. All right. So, okay, you stumble upon this information. Maybe it came from a DM on social media. Maybe somebody reached out to you because they aware of what's going on. Okay. It's many ways. All right. Now, I'm speaking about myself. I'm not going to speak on nobody else because I can't. Now, we talking about the love triangle that I found myself in. Now, I was married at the time. Imagine this. So now we didn't already went through the different seasons of being together, and now we married. And we have been married several years at this point. All right. Grandson, what you doing? Hi. What you doing? You coming in here with grandma? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. You coming in here with grandma? We were married several years. Now, I wouldn't say that we had an open relationship, but we were open to adding somebody else to our relationship. All right. Now, I'm thinking I'm young. I got married in my late 20s. I'm thinking, like, all right, well, I better try to figure out how to show up for my husband in the way that he needs me to show up for him, or somebody else is. Okay. This is my mindset. Now, this show you how immature I was. So I let him talk me into this third party. Now, the 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 situation occurred. Okay. So now this is either several months later, maybe a year later. I don't really know the time frame. But within this marriage, I find out from somebody else who respects our marriage. They like, look, y'all not just together, y'all married. So now I gotta tell you what I know. All right. They tell me. They tell me like, hey man, he doing this with this person. I just thought you should know because you his wife. All right. Respect. Shout out to him for having that much respect for me that he felt like he needed to share that, and it wasn't gonna be able to be kept from me, not by him. Okay. Um, when that came out, I mean, I was hot. I'm talking about I was hot. What you fuss about? Huh? Girl, I can't hold you. I don't want you on the camera, okay? Get up. Girl, I cannot hold you. I can't. So you gonna have to sit still, buddy. Okay? You're gonna have to sit still in your chair, okay? Please. For a few minutes. For grandma. All right, here. Okay. I'm sorry. So When it came out, I was hot. I'm talking about I was about ready to go to war with whoever. And then I stopped and thought about it. It occurred to me that it wasn't a reason for me to really go after the other party that we invited. It was for me to go address him about the nonsense that he got spreading in the streets. You feel me? Um, and I did. I did address him about it, but I addressed both of them. Cause I'm one of them people. I don't play no games when it comes to disrespect, especially not from my husband. It's not about that. I'm talking about I was on a million, so both parties got addressed. I said all that to say, sometimes you be thinking you somebody in a situation and you find out you not who you thought you was. Okay, I don't want us to be misconstrued to say that things can't happen because you married. No, the same things that can happen when you out here just dating a person can absolutely occur within your marriage. All right. I will be the first one to tell people set boundaries. Boundaries have to be set. I don't care what type of relationship you in. You better set some boundaries. That was my fault for not setting no boundaries. Although I had agreed for the situation to occur, I set no boundaries. So in the end, yes, I was pissed off that he stepped out and did whatever by his lonesome. I couldn't really be that mad because I hadn't set no boundaries. All right. So now that's just talking about the person who found themselves in a love triangle and didn't even know. All right. That was once me. All right. That's my story. Now let's talk about the person who is open and know about the love triangle and it's not a problem. All right. Those are people who dib and dab in the polyamorous world. And I've done an episode on that. That's why I've been telling you all that don't follow me on my other platforms to go follow me so y'all can go back and catch other old episodes that I've done already. Okay. I had a guest that just so happened to be one of my family members. Shout out to her. Um, we had a really deep conversation. I learned a lot about lingo. I was able to teach her some things about law, things that they didn't put in place now for people who dib and dab in that environment. All right. Now, for those people who are aware, they ain't got no problem. Here's what's gonna end up happening eventually. And I don't care, I stand on this. Is there some successful polyamorous relationships out here? Absolutely, sure. But it's going to depend on the type of mindset and emotional stability that the parties involved have. That's what I'm going to say. Your mindset and your emotional stability going to have to be top tier in order for you to be able to be okay with somebody that you say you love and care about and respect to be with somebody else. Okay? No, that's not for everybody. I don't see that being something that everybody wants to engage in, and that's fine. But we're going to have to discuss it nonetheless because it exists. All right? Maybe they okay. I don't want to be the person that they come to when they need companionship or romance or intimacy. I'd rather split that responsibility with somebody else. This is how certain people think. Okay? Um, positionings. When you living in a polyamorous world, everybody got a position to play. Whether that be take care of the household, whether that be take care of any kids that may have been created within the relationship, whether that mean, hey, you the person who, if somebody gets sick right now, you come up with some type of remedy to help everybody get better. But everybody got a position. It's not just looked at as something that occurs only in the bedroom. No. Now, for a long time, many states have banned these type of marriages, relationships, okay, from occurring. They say it's impossible for you to be married to more than one person. Well, I look at it as it depends on how you view marriage and how you intend on incorporating that in your life. Because some people is okay with being married on a spiritual level. It ain't no big blowed out wed and with a bunch of couple hundred people show up and a reception and all this. Nah, we just gonna stand before whoever we believe is our higher authority, and we gonna confess our love to each other, and we are going to make sure that every day we set a certain amount of time aside for us to connect. That's our marriage. And then you got the traditional people who, like me, I've been traditionally married before. All right. Um, if I was to ever marry again, I would never go about it that way. All right. Why? Because it aligns with things that I don't agree with. It honestly, and in my experience now, looking back on it, because it's almost 15 years divorced. Okay. Is very one sided. It's very one sided. Wives are looked at as the keeper of the house, that they supposed to cook, clean, and do all these extra things. And I don't believe in gender roles. All right. We got a household, we together, stuff need to be done. If I can't do it right now, then go ahead and knock it out. Get it out the way. I don't want to be bothered with the taking the trash out is the man's job or nothing. Just get it done. It's all about the collective at the end of the day. The house need to stay in a certain manner. If I can't take care of it, just gonna do it and get it out the way. Same thing I'm gonna do for you. If there's something that need to be done and you normally or usually would do it and you can't this time, just let me do it. It ain't no reason for us to have this battle of the sexes about everything. But this is just me. Again, I've been through some things. I don't mind sharing. All right. I'm not one of them people who gonna get in front of the camera and pretend like what I'm saying ain't what it is. No, I walk and stand and live and tell my truth. All right. So now I've already shared a portion of my story. We talking about love triangles. Happy Tuesday to y'all, Lady K, Mighty Judah, Kimberly, um, emotional, emotional. I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Trina, Pinky, Nobody, 66, Cheryl Lynn. How are y'all? Happy Tuesday to y'all. Okay, so we talking about love triangles and how these things occur. Now, you also got a lot of people who they married, but they don't present themselves or carry themselves out in public, behind the scenes on social media, like they got a spouse or nothing. King, how are you? Happy Tuesday to you. They don't carry themselves like they married, like the commitment between them and the other party even occurred. And I know it to be true because I've had several married men jump in my inbox talking about some, hey, what's up? I'm trying to get to know you, and then you click on a profile and you like, okay, maybe this ain't your wife, but it's somebody close to you. It's somebody you care about. Just from the looks of the pictures, you on social media posting like y'all together, everything good, but you in somebody's direct messaging telling them some what's up. This is how love triangles occur, or you end up in a love triangle and don't know it because your significant other is out here doing everything that goes against your union. You okay, did that? Is him okay? You okay? You okay? You trying to get out this seat. That's what you trying to do. You just trying to trick your grandma. You trying to trick your grandma to get out this seat. So be mindful. Be careful. I ain't saying be no detective and be snooping around in places you don't need to be. Because if you got to go through all that about somebody you with, you probably need to leave them on alone right now. You need to leave them on be. Because I'm not going through all that. I'm not searching cars and looking through phones and um following you, seeing where you going and who you hooking up. I'm not doing none of that. If I gotta go to them extremes about somebody I'm dealing with, I ain't dealing with them. Okay? Because that's just too much. That's too much mental work and emotional and mental distress. And I'm not about to intentionally take myself through something like that when I don't have to. People wake up every day with different feelings about whoever it is they dealing with. Be mindful of that. I kept that in the forefront of my mind when I was married. That if he woke up tomorrow and said, "Hey, this ain't what I want no more," that I was not gonna be the wife that was gonna be begging and crying and telling them to stay and this and that. No, go find what's for you. Go right on ahead. Go find what's for you. Cause I'm not about to hold or hinder nobody from a life that is theirs that don't include me. And that's how you gonna have to start looking at life and relationships when we talking about love triangles. Because I think oftentimes we focus on the history of the connection or the relationship, and that allows us in turn to accept and settle for disrespect. Okay, allow somebody to issue out something that if the shoe was on the other foot and you issued it out to them, they wouldn't accept it. So be mindful, be wise, pay attention. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, most people, if you watch and pay attention to them long enough, they'll expose themselves. It ain't no reason for you to go looking for information that's clearly privy to you right here. Don't go looking through nobody's phone. Yeah, I said it. I'm a female. I don't recommend you doing that. Why? Because you fixing to hurt your own feelings. No matter what you discover about this other person, it's still gonna sting. Okay? Let's be clear, because we human beings, we have the ability to feel. It's still gonna sting. But why would you go searching for something and then when you find it, now you on a million, you ready to fight and this and that, but you violated their privacy. Again, like I said, if you tapped in like you should be with the universe and yourself, you ain't got to go through them extremes. All you got to do is sit down with yourself and ask what need to be asked so you can get the answers. I know the world done taught us how to go about getting info and all this old pet detective stuff, all these other different ways. You ain't got to go about it like that. It ain't necessary. But when it come to you, you're not supposed to play about yourself when it come to other people. Don't let nobody walk you into no love triangle. Now you trying to figure out what's going on. The pH all off, they pattern and routine changing. Pay attention. And no, this ain't about men more than it's about women, because both parties be on some trash. Don't shoot the messenger. We need to get past the whole gender back and forth about every situation and circumstance. No, let's be clear that just as many women have found themselves being a part of a love triangle as men, just as many men have created love triangle just like women. This ain't about gender and anatomy. This is about just being human. Some of us have taken advantage of the fact that we got free will so much so that things that they do, they feel like they should be excused or removed from any responsibility or accountability for it. Let me repeat that. Some people have taken such advantage of free will that they believe that the things that they do, they should be removed and deleted. It shouldn't apply to them when it's time to have accountability. Oh no, that don't apply to me. Oh yes, it do. Oh yes, it do. It absolutely do. Applies to everybody. So get that out your head that when you do something, it's different when somebody else do something. No, it's the same. No, it's the same. It may not be done the same, but it's the same. When it's time to have ownership and accountability about the things that you're doing. Mr. No Fork, how are you? G Money, LCG, Shauna, happy Tuesday to y'all. So, it's maturity, it's growth, it's ownership, it's acknowledgement, it's accountability. When stuff ain't right. When stuff is off. You felt it. Stop going against that feeling, that intuition that we all got. When something is off, when something is changing, when something is different. Don't ignore that. Because that could very well lead you to the answers to find out if you're a part of a love triangle that you didn't know about. Or if somebody is trying to put you in a love triangle without you even consenting or saying that's something that you want. Because you got a lot of people out here, I want my cake and eat it too. I don't care who get hurt. Until they find themselves being the one getting hurt. Because I'm going to tell you, it ain't never fun when the rabbit got the gun. And as I've said earlier at the beginning of this episode, every dog got their day. So, take what resonate with what I'm saying. But I'm telling you, out here moving slick, sly, backstabbing, undermined, moving crazy, that's gonna come back and bite you right up your ass. You don't gotta take it from me. Just keep doing what you're doing and wait for everything to hit the fan. Wait for the explosion to occur. Wait for you to be in the midst of a whole bunch of drama and confusion. Wait. It's going to happen. Because you don't get a chance to orchestrate stuff in this world and then act like you wasn't participating. There's a lot of people out here start fires and then hide their hand. If ain't nobody else going to point it out or let it be known, I will. I absolutely will. Stop creating a whole bunch of mess, chaos, drama, and confusion in this world. And then when everything get exposed, stop acting like you don't know what's going on. Or you don't see how everybody think you a part of it. You know you a part of it. We ain't even got to even discuss it. You know what's going on, man. Don't do that. Stop playing a wicked part in somebody's life, orchestrating a whole bunch of bullshit for them to have to deal with and endure and heal from. For what? If you're not happy with who you with, leave. I'm going to keep saying that. And leave don't mean that you got to be bothered with somebody stalking you and not letting you leave. No. Leave. Stop thinking life going to be bad after you leave something that ain't no longer good for you anyway. How about that? How about you get that in your mind first? Because I thought the stuff that's for you is good, not bad. So I don't see how you are struggling with leaving something that ain't good for you. Leave. Because the longer you sit inside of something that like a love triangle, the more at risk you are for things. Emotional distress, mental anguish, STDs, drama, fights, violence. Nowadays, this stuff is potentially fatal. When you done played around with the wrong person's feelings and they unstable. You don't know how far somebody willing to go behind you and your fucker. So now I hope whoever got what they needed to get out of it. On Tuesdays, these are my mini episodes. They are a half hour long, no more, no less. Hey, if you was tuned in and you on your lunch break, get your butt back to work. If you missed the episode, go follow me on my other platforms. YouTube is Unspoken Truth 729. Facebook is Tanise Johnson. Go follow me. Instagram, unspoken.truth.40. Go follow me. TikTok does not allow me to post handles for other platforms. So if you missed the episode, I will post the clip from this episode right here. But in order to watch the full episode, you're going to have to go to YouTube or Facebook. Okay? I appreciate everybody who tuned in, chimed in. Y'all meet me back here on Friday at 8 p.m. for a new episode of Unspoken Truth Podcast. Hey, I'm putting some stuff together. It's time for us to do another business showcase. So you never know who might pop up or be on the show. I want y'all to just stay tuned, man. Keep showing up for me every week, and we're going to have a good time and possibly have some hard, transparent conversation, but that's okay. It's a part of growing up and maturing. Okay? So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all be careful. It's wonderful, beautiful outside. Go out there and enjoy this heat. Because me and grandson going to have some water play here in a little bit. I see y'all here on Friday, 8 p.m. for a new episode of Unspoken Truth Podcast. Until then, I'm your host, Tanise. I'm out here, man.
The unspoken truth. Oh, it's deeper than you. The unspoken truth of my heart.